So, a lot of people wonder how I get so much gold. Like, a lot of people don't get how I have 1.57 billion gold, which, may I remind you, isn't actually a lot. Because some players actually have around 30 billion gold, those who are on top of the leaderboard, and I only have 1 billion. But it's enough to upgrade the card, so I guess it's fair enough that people say that I have a lot of gold. So, how do I actually get this much gold? Keep watching to find out. So you start off by playing with a character that has pretty good AoE and damage, but no assists. So how you get rid of the assists is basically, if I have Gilgamesh and Broly as assists, then I put Gilgamesh as the main, and then Broly as the main, and then the character you will be using as your main. Now you have no assists and just one character. I will explain why you do this later. Go into the hardest dimension you can do, preferably slime dimension, because it's really easy to grind gold in this dimension. Then you press hardcore, even though you don't think you can beat hardcore, you use hardcore, then you create and start the game. So once you start in, you will realize that you have no assists and it's hardcore, so you only have 1 life. This will help us later. But you literally just clear the dimension like you normally would. It's nothing really special in that case. You just beat these enemies like a regular run, but with no assists. And now here I messed up a bit, but it's okay, because this is just a showcase. Then after the cave, you go outside, you go back to these enemies, just like a normal dimension. And after you beat all these enemies, and the boss spawns in, you can actually reset your character. And then, after you've reset, since you have no assists, that counts as you're dead. So you don't revive or anything, you literally just, after you've died and cleared every enemy, you go and retry. That's literally it. And how gold accumulation works is that you get gold and EXP from every single enemy. So it doesn't matter if you beat the dimension or if you fail the dimension, you will still get that same amount of gold for the same amount of enemies. That's why you can just clear the dimension really fast, like this. And kill all the enemies really fast as you can. And Aaron is really good for this because just good AoE and decent damage, so he's really good for this. And then already in like 45 seconds I've already beaten the dimension, so I can just reset and get my gold. Yeah, 48 seconds and I got my gold already. And I can just retry and retry. This is really fast, counting in the time it takes to teleport and everything. You might take 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes if you're really slow to do this. But it's still a really good way to get gold. In an hour you can definitely get enough gold to upgrade a bunch of cards. And there we go, 44 seconds. So I can probably average a minute and under that, so including loading time, a minute. And that means I get a lot of gold every minute. This strat works not for everyone. So for example, if you beat the dimension in under 2 minutes, then I wouldn't say this is worth it. Then just beat the dimension over and over again, if you can beat it under 2 minutes. If it takes 3 minutes or 4 minutes or any time above 2 minutes, then I would recommend this strategy and just reset before the first boss. This is because if you beat the whole dimension instead in under 2 minutes, then it's more worth it to just grind the whole dimension. Because you get cards and it's so fast it doesn't matter if you reset or anything. But if it takes more than that, then if it takes like 4 or 5 minutes to beat the dimension, then this strategy is worth it. And don't worry if you're not at a slime dimension, because this works on most dimensions anyway. So like Fate dimension, Ghoul dimension, and any other dimension except the first Titan dimension I would say would not work. So that's how you grind gold fast. That's basically it. And just to show you that it works on Fate Dimension as well. Even though I did it really slowly right now, it still should give me a lot of gold in very little time. Just before the boss, I reset, and yeah, in just like 1 minute, I get a lot of gold. Now, I can't show you how much gold I get, because I'm at the billions, but I promise you this, that this strategy is really good if you can't beat the dimension in really fast times. So that's basically how you grind gold fast, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video.